How you guys doing?
Good.
Good. First of all, and I don't do this at every press conference, but I have a ton of respect for Coach Brunell. He's been here since I played here, which is very impressive in itself. The run he's had, the environment he's created. We walked in today before the fans even got in, and Clemson has a lot of things in their program that we're striving for, just in terms of the environment, the arena, and then you add in the fans. You guys have done an incredible, Coach Brunell has done an incredible job building this program and sustaining success. And I know they're in a little rough stretch right now, losing 4 games in a row. But don't take that away from what he's built. It is super hard to win in college basketball, and to win consistently over a long stretch these last couple of years has been really, really impressive. Aside from that, he's been really helpful for me as a first-time coach and a young head coach. Going all the way back to the AC head coaches meetings, just little advice here and there has been really beneficial for me. I got a lot to learn. I feel like I'm still learning every single day, and coaches like Brad have done a really good job just answering simple questions that they've gone through. And so a big credit to him and what he's building, and to me there's no doubt with how hard the boys play at Clemson and how physical they are. They're going to win a lot of games down the stretch. A big credit, before I'll take questions, a big credit to our locker room across the board. I don't know if we won 6 out of 8 or 7 out of 9. I try not to keep track and just focus on the day, but this season could have very easily gone in the toilet for us. We had multiple 5-game losing streaks throughout the season, which is very hard to come back from. But a credit to the character of our guys in that locker room that even in the lowest of moments showed up every day, working their tails off with an attitude, how can I get better and how can we get better? And that hard work is now paying off in a really good way. Every coach wants to play their best basketball towards the end of the season. Unfortunately for us, our lows were so low that now we're just scraping and clawing for anything we can get. But that's fine by me, because every day to me with this group is a lot of fun. They show up with a great attitude, with a hard hat mentality. Doesn't matter who we're playing, doesn't matter if we're practicing, if we're having a shoot around. They're just a joy to coach because they're about the right things. And when you're about the right things and you work your tail off, nights like tonight happen when a lot of people are saying we probably don't have a chance coming into this game. I think we were almost a 10-point dog. But that work shows up in the biggest moments, and so I couldn't be happier for the guys in that locker room.
Questions?
I guess we know obviously this game means a little bit to Chauncey, but
Yeah.
Robert McRae is from South Carolina as well. I mean, what did you see from him today?
Yeah, I'll address Chauncey first. Chauncey, obviously playing here 3 years, it can be emotional to come back. I thought he had a great mentality going into it. It wasn't his best game. It certainly wasn't his worst game. He stayed focused even when it wasn't, quote unquote, his night, and hit a huge pick and pop 3 down the stretch from the top of the key from deep from NBA range. And the second part that I was so impressed with Chauncey, and this won't show up in the box score here, but we got that ball late in the game, and I was almost at the logo trying to call a timeout. No one could see me because everyone was in front, and Chauncey had the IQ, the basketball awareness to call a timeout in that moment, and it very well could have saved the game for us. So just to have that mentality in a game where I'm sure his emotions were high and he had a lot of feelings coming back, a place where he's won so many games and built such a bright future for himself, to have that mental capacity in a really tight game was super impressive. And then Robert McRae was Bob McRae tonight. He was a grown man. He down the stretch, and he had that turnover late, which was really tough, but for him to bounce back and have next play speed from that moment and knock down the 2 biggest free throws of the game just shows what he's made of. And to come into on a road environment and put up 29, 4 for 10 from the field, 10 for 19, just across the board. He put the team on his back, and really, and I know this game was on the better end, but really did what the coaching staff, and his teammates expect of him. He won the game for us, and everyone around him also showed up and did their job and helped us win.
Outside of just winning 6 of the last 7, it's also 3 straight on the road and the first win at Clemson since 2019. What has been working so well, especially on the road recently?
Yeah, I think, there's a few things that we have going right now. The biggest thing, and I mentioned it earlier, is our mentality of it doesn't really matter if it's a bad play, good play, bad game, a good game. We're going to show up and we're going to work. And I think when you have that attitude of you can control what you can control, and all you need to work on is individually improving and then collectively improving as a team. Our guys have bought into that on an organic level where they just show up with great attitudes, they lace their shoes up and get to work. I think when you do that and you have the attitude, it doesn't really matter where we play, doesn't matter what time the game is, doesn't matter who we're playing, be game plan things and strategy things we focus on. But most of what we're focusing on every single day is how do we win each possession. And that's whether it's in practice, in shoot around, in a game, in a close game, in a blowout, doesn't really matter. And I think that's contagious, and it's really helped us put a string of games together. Easily in this string of wins, opposite from the string of losses, human nature can kick in, and we fight it every day of not feeling good about ourselves, not feeling good about a winning streak. And it doesn't really matter what happened. Even already, we got a big game coming up. They can enjoy this win for a handful of minutes here, but it's going to be right back to work tomorrow and getting ready for Miami.
Any more questions for Coach?
Coach, it seemed like you guys kind of packed the paint defensively, kind of, I guess, you didn't want RJ or Carter to kind of get going. Just why was that such an emphasis for you guys going into today?
Yeah, first because Clemson is really, really good in the paint. It's their game plan. I mean, they literally started warm-ups with deep post-seal duck-ins, it was very challenging. And especially for a team like ours that doesn't have a ton of interior size, that had to be the game plan. And so we were willing, now in the first half we gave up some uncontested looks from the perimeter that we don't like, but we were willing to be, like you said, pack the paint, keep the ball as many times and many possessions as we can out of the paint, and allow 3-point shots. Now in the second half, I thought we did a better job sprinting to closeouts and actually contesting, which is the game plan. You got 5 guys. As soon as the ball gets near the paint or there's a threat, let's all just pack in boxes and elbows and force them, or attempt to force them to play a game that they're not comfortable with, and that's shooting a lot of threes. And so I think 33 threes, and I don't know the exact stat, but I think that's the most they've shot on the year. And I'll go back and watch the film and check all the analytics on it, but I thought we did a pretty good job packing the paint and making it tough to score inside that painted area. Gave up too many offensive rebounds, so gave up 10 of them, but they didn't convert on a single one of them. And again, the mentality, obviously when the ball gets near the rim or near the paint, we wanted to swarm and we wanted to force the kickouts, which I thought we executed at a pretty good level.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Have a great
everybody.
night.